Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to a whole new thing. Sorry, I'm a little late starting. I didn't entirely make my mind up until the last minute what I was going to stream this evening. I was thinking fishing. There was a new update, and we caught pikes and things. And then, I don't know, like, both my previous ones got, like, hit with copyright claims because I guess they didn't bother to like consider that when they put the game's main menu music in, and I was like, you know what, I really need to be playing this. It came out a few days ago. I played it like a year ago during Ludonaricon. It's pretty good. I want to review it. Beacon Pines got in first. I need to do that one first. They got dibs. So I'm working on that first, and then I want to work on this, but it helps if I play it, so I might as well kill two birds with one stone. You guys get to see a little bit of it unfiltered before I marshal my thoughts on it, and I get some footage to work with, and I get to also marshal my thoughts on it, and yeah, new game, Exocolonist. I was a Teenage Exocolonist. I think it's going to be, it might be a little longer than some of the games I sometimes play around here. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. It has content warnings. There are things which may happen. Death, peril, animal cruelty, body horror, sexual content, drugs and alcohol, violence, mental health and trauma, domestic abuse, traumatic global events. All the things that come with life, I guess, really, ultimately, because this is a kind of it's a life sim. I'm intrigued by the continue button. Does it let me continue where I finished the demo a year ago? Ooh, I think it does. Yeah, that totally does. I don't remember. I'm going back to the main menu, and I'm going to start a new game because I don't remember any of this stuff. So we want a bit of a refresher here today. So it's looking real quiet. I might need to up the audio a bit. Wake up. This game deals with mature subjects. Maybe see your content warnings in the system menu for distill. Yes, we just looked at those. You wake to chaos, confusion of light and heat and smoke. Fire! Your head is pounding. You must have hit it and blacked out. But you aren't sure how you got here, or what on Vertumna is happening. We're busy breaking all the rules. What? I hate it when you say things that I feel like I'm supposed to know the context of, or was definitely in the, or more likely was in the context of something I just said, and I've already immediately forgotten what I just said, and therefore it has no context to me in my brain. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. You must have hit and blacked out, but you aren't sure how you got here, or what on Vertumna is happening. That's something important you need to remember. Your stomach lurches as the floor crumbles beneath your feet, then collapses. Last time we were breaking all the rules last time we played this? Oh, were we? How do you remember? That was over a year ago. Your body aches and your eyes burn from the smoke. A figure appears through the flames. It's your friend. Your friend? Wait, why can't you remember her name? She's gesturing and shouting at you, but all you hear is a ringing in your ears. What's going on? You try to speak, but the words come out jumbled. Your throat seizes around a lungful of choking smoke, and you feel dizzy and confused. Your friend pulls you out of the rubble. She throws your arm over her shoulder and half drags you towards the door. I don't remember this. I suppose that's another thing for the whole, oh yeah, we just pick up where we left off. Well, actually, I mean, that was a demo from a version of the game that's like a year, if not way more, old at this point. Like, have they not changed the intro? I feel like they changed the intro. Through it, you see a deep, eerie twilight, dark blue and cold against the heat of the fire around you. Glow season. Alien doggo. Or something. Glowing eyes. You shake your head to clear your vision. Is that some kind of dog? Like from Earth? No, probably not then. Creature howls and lunges, its jaws open. It was just cards in the demo, didn't have the cinematics. Oh. I remember some very vague, broad strokes. I don't remember a lot of detail about it. You were born on the Stratospheric, Earth's first colony ship, halfway through its 20-year voyage to a wormhole at the edge of the Sol system. Your parents run the hydroponic gardens which make fresh air and vegetables for the ship. Like the other colonists, they bravely chose to make this one-way journey to the uncharted planet Vertumna 4 in the hope they could escape Earth's troubles. They had you the old-fashioned way, merging their genes like they merged their cultures and traditions. They name you... Solana CI, Solana, Selene. I don't like Solana, that's a cryptocurrency. I don't think we want to go with that. Go with Selene. You're a bright-eyed child with an active imagination. Sometimes too active, your mom says. Use the sliders on the left to choose pronouns and late teens appearance. These can be changed at any times. Ooh. Okay, that's slightly wild that there's a pronoun slider, but like it's just it is 3 options. Anywhere within there and there is he him. Anywhere within there and there is they them. I mean, like if you're gonna have a slider, it should be like real fine grained. Let's have just like each like little notch like it's just different different neopronouns. Like, or maybe like that is she they and that's he they and that's they them. I don't know. Sure, they them then. Masculine appearance, feminine appearance, androgynous appearance. Again with the slider, but it's actually 3 options. With a slider, you almost kind of feel like it's gonna be some sort of what's the right word for it? Procedural kind of thing, where it's like, oh, we've got 2 art styles, but we sort of merged them based on where you put the slider. But I don't think that's remotely it. I think there are 3 artworks. The game has thus far not given me the impression that there will be merging of different exotic artworks to form whole new procedural thing. No, it's 3. There are 3 options, right? Something else is a weird name. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's the future. Who knows what kind of crazy names parents give to their kids in the future? It's like, although getting Idiocracy, not sure vibes. State your name. I'm not sure. Can you repeat that? I'm not sure. Okay, got it. You have vivid dreams of things you've never experienced. Dirt under your feet, skies overhead, endless jungles and strange animals. I wonder if this sort of autumnal will be like. Every child on the Stratospheric is given 1 genetic enhancement. By age 6, you see the first signs of yours. Ooh. Ah, okay. So we'll have eagle eyes. Can you go? Oh, you can't. Can you go back? Ah, no. Ah, no. I'm picking things. Ah. Okay, I wanted to know what it would actually affect if I clicked on it, but okay, fine, right. You have eagle eyes and owl DNA, so you have superhuman long distance and night vision. Not only can you see all the way to the holo projector from the back of the classroom, but you can read Professor Hal's private holopalm notes. Sometimes they say confidential, which is exciting, but you don't understand most of the big words. The other kids, you think you're a little weird, except... Anemone, Cal, Mars... Dis or Tangent or Tammy. There's only 4 kids there. There are 6 names. Who's who? Trying to figure out if I could remember who was who of any of that list. If you have a kid, their name's going to be something else now. First kid, something else. Second kid, not sure. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Go with quite an adventurous dis. Ah, that guy. Unlike his serious, studious twin sister, Tangent, Dis is the kind of boy who sits in the back of the classroom and doodles on his holopalm. You bond over cracking jokes about the weird diagrams in your textbooks. His quiet nature and his morbid curiosity make him somewhat of a loner, but at least he has a friend in you. Wait, the other one's... Oh, did I not only pick Eagle Eyes, but also click, yeah, that's the one, instead of go back? Oh, cool, I did. Excellent. Well, I'm stuck with perception now, I suppose. I'm sure that's fine. Well, that's not right. Yeah, there we go. So, oh, we can have a look at them. So, Anemone's redhead. Cal's that guy. Mars, his natural leader. Even tells you the artist on it. That's some thorough crediting. I presume that means I get one of these cards by virtue of being friends with these people, but don't really know what it's going to do for me yet. So there's +2 if the first or in the first or last pane. Okay. Tangent. Ah, Tangent not in the list. Kind of girl who sits right up front by the holo projection, always has her hand in the air. My twin brother Dis drifted apart when she started genome treatment to make her body conform to her gender. Ooh, okay. Trans character, cool. Years later, Tang is the girl you always knew she was, but her relationship with Dis is worse than ever. Luckily, she has a friend in you. Tammy is the kindest person you know. Oh, she's the weird, like... ears. I don't know how to describe that. Some sort of weird kind of like elfy thing going on. Not really sure. I'm sure there was a story there that kind of came up before, maybe. Rings a bell. Not sure. She idolizes Auntie Sedence, is always following her around, helping her with the babies or learning how to cook. Has the best snacks. Kinda like Tangent. Cool. +1 if this has the highest value. Or Tang for short. Cool. Cool, yeah, Tangent. You're 10 years old when the ship finally reaches the wormhole. Professor Hal says it's like a doorway to other star systems, with the planet Vertumna 4 on the other side. You run emergency drills for months to prepare. When the day finally comes, it starts with a rumble, then things start to slide off the tables. You hurry to gather near the escape pods, just in case. Emergency area is crowded with families. It's going to be fine, Slane, your dad soothes. We'll be through the wormhole and down on the planet before you know it, just like we've practiced. Your mom gives him a sharp, worried look. Red emergency lights switch on as a siren begins to sound somewhere distant in the ship. You try to breathe slowly like you were taught, but you're very scared. You look out a porthole. The stars are gone. When you're frightened, you aren't tough enough to put on a tough face, and aren't smart enough to, or organized enough to find a distraction. So we are going to have to empathize. Oh, I do have apparently I got some empathy points. What if I don't have any of those things? Third kid, the kids start coming, they'll stop coming fed to the rules. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, a little long. Might need a few extra lines on the birth certificate, but yeah, it's worth a go. See if they'll let you have it. You bawl like a baby. It feels good. You aren't the only one. Nearby, your classmate Tammy has tears streaming down her cheeks. Mars is trying quietly to console her. She sighs as your crying makes Tammy wail even more loudly. Your dad puts his arms around you as you let it out. You wait. The shaking builds. Then everything starts to get very weird. The hallway stretches, and you're stretching too. Your arms impossibly long. Your head feels like it's slowly filling up like a balloon and contracting down to the size of an atom at the same time. Is this the wormhole? You hear the distant, ominous squeal of metal giving way as the ship shudders and lurches in slow motion. The weirdest part is a sense of déjà vu. You're sure this has happened to you before, and you know, somehow, that everything is going to be okay. The shuddering reaches a crescendo. You hear an impossibly loud crunch and feel weightless for a few seconds before gravity slams you back against the wall, head first. You black out. One thing that's, like, nagging me right now is, like, well, this is supposed to be a colony ship. Okay, sure, yes, fine, good, great. And we're traveling through a wormhole. Did not say at the edge of the solar system. How long has it taken us just to get to the edge of the solar system? Like, I mean, I get the whole solar system's big and a colony ship takes a long time and all that, but, like, these people have managed to, like, get together and start raising kids in the time it's taken them to get to the edge of the solar system. Unless the other end of the wormhole, which I suppose we'll find out shortly, is right next to the destination. Like, I feel like a colony ship needs to be moving a little bit faster than, like, you know, generations just to get out of the star system where you started. That seems like a lot. I'm going to call the kid All-Star for short. Fair enough. I'm sure there will be no problems in school with that whatsoever. We black out. Cool. As you slip unconscious, you feel yourself twisted out of time. It's today, yesterday, and tomorrow all at once. And more than just one tomorrow. Lots of them. Different tomorrows. You find yourself in a place that you know from your dreams. Tilled fields, dramatic ridges, and a stranger, but also not a stranger, grinning as she grabs your hand. Hurry up, she says. I'm not going to let you miss this. Distantly, you can feel the ship's shaking has stopped and hear your parents' worried voices. Feeling safe, you slip further into the warm embrace of the stars. You drift. Gradually, your consciousness reforms. You wake up in the med bay. It takes 15 years to reach Uranus currently. Is that a science fact or a Uranus joke? I'm not quite sure what you're going for on that one. But this is sort of also kind of my point, is that, like, we don't currently have the technology to do a colony ship. We cannot travel fast enough. I'd like to hope that by the time humanity's like, you know what? Let's just, like, spend a few centuries in space to go to another star system. Like, we'd be going a little faster than 15 years to the gas giants. Different places giving different estimates. Alright, hang on. Alright, fine. Okay, Voyager spaceship. Voyager 1, right. Let's have a look at some things. Some Voyager distances. Voyager 1 was launched 16 days after Voyager 2. Well, that don't make a lick of sense. What? I did not realize that. So it's I'm more interested as to, like, if we're saying like wormhole sort of edge of the solar system, and we're saying edge of the solar system, well, how far are we saying the edge of the solar system is? Where's that defined? We don't even really, like, define it very well, do we? But it's been going for 44 years. And okay, so it technically entered interstellar space, the edge of the solar system, in 2012. So 10 years ago, which means it took 34 years. So Voyager 1, using the finest 1977 technology, took 34... And let's be honest, our spaceships... in 1977, we were still, like, hot on the heels of, like, if not still in the middle of moon programs and things. I don't know when the last moon landing was. Last human moon landing. I'm not up to date with all that particular history on things. I feel like we probably were still doing moon landings in 1977. So, you know, we've kind of gone a little backwards in many respects since there, but then also we can now re-land bits of spaceships that otherwise got destroyed. So there's been other progress in other places, but I don't feel like we would necessarily make a spaceship markedly faster than Voyager in this day and age. So for all I say 1977, I think it's still probably fairly relevant. In 1977, we launched a spaceship that took 34 years to reach the edge of the solar system. And whilst that is absolutely enough time to get together and raise a child, and even raise a child to adulthood, honestly, yeah, that's not really fast enough to be practical, is what I'm kind of getting at. So, yeah, we're not there yet. That's my point. We should be able to get to the edge of the solar system in under 34 years. I strongly feel. But then I guess they've like, I don't know, how long does it take for a couple to hook up in a limited space of a colony ship? I don't know. A few years tops, I suppose. Have a kid. Raise him to the age of, what are we, 6, was it? This is like, it's like a small fraction of the time, which means we must be going multiple times faster than Voyager 1. So I got that going for us. I don't know, it still feels like a long time for not even left the solar system yet. That's really all it is. Anyway, gradually our consciousness reforms and wake up in the medbay. The medbed under you plays a soft tune and an automated voice speaks. 2 weeks have elapsed. The patient's cranial injury has completed healing. They may now be safely discharged. As the fog lifts from your head, you realize something seems different about this room. It's so bright. You try to focus on the window. Something is definitely different. The trees? Instead of the familiar blackness of space, bright light from twin blue and yellow suns is streaming through the windows. You peer out and see fields, glass-walled domes, and walls ringed by giant mushroom-like trees. There are construction materials everywhere and people walking around, outside, on the ground. Okay, so, I mean, I guess that answers that question. It took 6 to 10, I guess, I don't know, years to get to the edge of the solar system, but apparently the wormhole came out 2 weeks away from the planet that we're landing on. Cool. Fair enough. You better go out there and join them. Cautiously step outside to your new life. Oh, okay. Ooh, we still have access to the customize buttons for now. We've acquired Stress Cry, Tangents Focus, and Eagle Eyes. Could we tweak? Oh, is it just that we can tweak right now? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's tweakable. I don't know, like, I feel like, yeah, I don't know, that slider weirdly feels like it should do something, but I think it is just 3, that's fascinating me far too much. Let's cautiously step outside. Alrighty, hi. Oh! Tammy jumps as you step out the ship's quarters behind her. You're awake! You've been asleep in medbay for days. Are you all better? You rub your eyes. You do feel groggy. Everything is so strange. The air feels moist. The ground is covered with pale blue powder that crunches under your feet. The reflections off it are blinding. You squint and look up, then almost fall over from the vertigo. The sky goes on forever. All around you are fungal trees taller than anything you've ever seen before. Your heart pounds in your chest. Are you feeling okay, Selene? You better go see your dad, Tammy says, worried. He and your mom have been waiting for you to wake up. She points southeast towards some odd geodesic domes. Alright, let's go. Hey, Pops. Selene! Your dad gives you a big warm hug. I'm so happy you're finally awake. Dr. Instance thought it'd be best to keep you asleep while your noggin healed. Your mother and I thought you might sleep away the whole year, my snoozy little gooseberry. He shakes your head and looks relieved. He was clearly very worried about you, but covers it with jokes and smiles. Oh, you love your dad. Welcome to Vertamna, he says, gesturing around you. You've never seen the stratospheric from the outside, except in pictures. The ship has been separated in two, and parts taken off to form other buildings, and a big wall around the whole colony. The alien jungle creeps right up to the wall. Only the geodesic greenhouses pass outside it, dotting their way up the hill. How do you do this so fast? You've been asleep for weeks, my dear aubergine, he says, and these geodesic greenhouses practically put themselves up. But some of this is only a quick temporary solution, he admits. We'll keep growing and improving things. One day our little colony will be as big as a whole city. Oh, before I forget, he pulls a package out from his satchel and hands it to you. You blink and stare at it blankly. Don't you know what day it is? He asks. You honestly don't. You remind him that you've been asleep in medbay. Happy birthday, he shouts, wrapping you in a warm hug. Your birthday already? You feel a dizzying sense of deja vu. You stare hard at the wrapped package. You know exactly what is in there. You remember it. No, you dreamed about this package some years ago on the ship. Inside will be a small medallion in the shape of a sun that your dad made by hand. Ooh, do we get a card? Is that what that is? Ah, yes. Sun medallion, +1 to challenges. No, we get one either way. Ah, you just don't get a card if you don't open it. Okay. You describe the medallion and your dad tisks as he hands you the package. Oh, who ruined the surprise? Was it Seek? I bet it was Seek. They hate fun. He grins and adds, don't tell him I said that. You start to explain that nobody told you, but someone shouts your dad's name. Listen, I'm so sorry, Sloane, but I have to get back to work. There was an accident when we landed, and... He stops himself. Don't worry, we're gonna fix it, your mother and I. Professor Hal's expecting you in classes if you're feeling up to it, your dad says, pointing west to the engineering wing in the rear end of the bisected ship. Then he points to the large doors you came out of earlier. Or you can relax in our quarters until you're feeling better. We'll talk later tonight, he says, then kisses the top of your head and ruffles your hair. Have a wonderful birthday, Salon. I love you. Unlocked humanities in engineering. Love you too, Dad. To enter buildings, click on the door or the flag beside it, and get close and press enter or another action button. Then choose an activity for the month to gain skills and advance time. There are 13 months a year and 10 years to the end of the game. You'll only have time to focus on a few things. Okay, now that you put it like that, that doesn't seem like a lot of time. Alright, what are we going to do for this month? Talk to the kiddo. You see Dis sitting on the ground beside some bushes. Is he hiding from somebody? He seems to be watching the gate in the wall to the south where the grown-ups are coming and going. The kids aren't allowed past the walls, he says quietly, without looking up. He says there's nothing to be afraid of, but then why do we need the walls? You stare at the gate and have a sudden rush of memory so strong that you think you might faint. You imagine something crashing through the wall, something enormous and dark and wriggly. For years in space, you've had half-remembered nightmares of monsters, of your ship being destroyed, of sifting through the wreckage that used to be your home, trying to find something. Your dad always told you the dreams weren't real. Breaking from your daydream, Dis whispers, I think there are monsters out there. I believe you. No, you don't, he says. You're being sarcastic, I can tell. Nobody believes me. He turns his back and ignores you. They're huge and wriggly and dangerous. Stop making fun of me, Dis pouts. You're as bad as Mars. Oh, they are huge and wriggly and dangerous. Oh. Hiya, Selene! Anemone seems really at home here. She's rolling a sports ball around with her foot, making patterns in the weird blue snow. This stuff is different from snow on Earth, she tells you, because it isn't cold, but it's still neat, and you can make stuff out of it. Your foggy head clears a little. Anemone is simple, physical, real. You always feel grounded near her. What are you making? Just snow spirals, she says, but earlier me and Cal made a big snow pal. You missed it while you were sleeping in medbay. She smiles a broad, gap-toothed smile at you. Now that you're awake, we can play! Why aren't you in school? She smacks her forehead. School! I wondered where everybody was. I guess I'm going to be late for humanities class. She doesn't look very worried to you. It's okay, she says. Professor Hal is chill. You won't mind. But we should probably go now. She grins and starts running towards engineering. Hey, race you! No fair, she's getting a head start. Yeah, I got other things to see first. What is this? The garrison. A small team led by Security Chief Rhett was enough to keep the peace on the stratospheric. To stay busy, they also ran the exercise gym and sports ball courts. Here on Vertumna, the garrison has expanded fast. They're building a huge wall around the colony, and have an outdoor firing range and a big covered dojo. And best of all, a regulation-sized sports ball court. That's quite funny that they just call it sports ball, actually. Love a bit of the old sports ball. Geoponics. Greenhouses have different biomes inside. And growing plants from Earth that might belong in a desert, jungle, or temperate forest. Some are so delicate you have to spray off any germs in an airlock before you can enter. The seasonal garden outside is dotted with blue nobodies, little flowers that look like wriggling creatures stuck inside each one. With what look like wriggling creatures stuck inside each one. A sign explains it's a decoy meant to attract some kind of flying predator to come pollinate the flower. Command is a warren of long hallways with doors off to tiny nondescript offices. Everyone in your path seems to be hurrying off to something important. The end of one hallway opens into the supply depot, which works as both a requisitions office and general store. Beyond it are cavernous warehouses stacked high with supplies from Earth, now being gradually unpacked and distributed. What's on the notice board? Colony food shortfall, minus 100%. Colony security rating, evaluating. Upcoming event, we'll be hosting our first annual Vertumnalia Festival during the second week of Dust. Note, take precautions outside the colony boundaries. Xenofauna have been sighted in the area. Survey teams are investigating. Current Council and Administration. Governor Udicott Command. Administrator Seek. Chief Security Rhett. Engineer Instance. Cultivator Flulu. That's a good name. Flulu. Steward Antecedent. And Surveyor Melatonin. Alright, cool. Now we know. I won't remember those people. That's where we came out of. I guess this is the school. Engineering. A low throbbing noise comes from the engine room, which provides power to the colony. Other corridors lead off to the teaching labs and medbay. You know the route to your classroom well, but the rest of this wing is off limits to children. Congruence, the ship's onboard AI, beams down at you from a nearby holoscreen. Don't forget to study hard, Selene. Pick an activity to do. Humanities or life sciences? 2 biology, 1 reasoning, 1 friendship with tangent, 15 stress. Humanities is 2 creativity, 2 persuasion, 1 friendship with tangent, 15 stress. I mean, that one's plus 4 to stats. So that sounds like the better option. Unless I specifically need to know biology or reasoning for something. It's like creativity and persuasion. Big number go up. Let's go with that. Welcome, Selene! Professor Hal greets you. I hope you're all warmed up and ready to study the glorious humanities. History, literature, language, media, and philosophy. And yes, if you're lucky, we'll have a little ancient Earth poetry too. He seems excited about that aspect. By the way, if anyone's interested in taking engineering classes, please register through Congruence's scheduling system when you have a chance. She'll be helping me teach them. Today's assignment is an easy one, Hal says with a yawn, because I was up late repairing Congruence's subterminal and I could use a nap. I'd like you to write an essay on what the Vertumna colony means to you. Freedom, equality, democracy. That sounds a little advanced for a 6-year-old. My friends are all here. That's more on a 6-year-old's level. You write about all your buds and all the fun things you do together. When Hal wakes from his nap, he asks a few students to read their essays to class. Mars is annoyed that you hardly mention her. Well, you aren't really friends, so... Boo. Get to work. When you go to class, you'll play a quick card challenge as the month passes, move cards to fill 5 panes, and make the best hand you can. The order matters. If your total in the circle on the right reaches the goal value, you win. Depending on your card, some challenges can't be won, but you still get a reward for doing your best. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, it's kind of pokery, isn't it? You get pairs, you get flushes. you get straights with increasing numbers. More cards in a flush, pair, or straight, the higher the bonus added to your total. Cards can also affect each other and can be rearranged to find the best total score. Right. Ooh, jeez. Push through 30 stress. Yikes. Okay, so. Crawling, discovering, first words. Yeah, I thought it was 6. We're past crawling, aren't we? Okay, so. 0. 1. There's a flush of 2. Then 1 makes a flush of 3. I guess you need more than 2 to make any kind of straight. And then do the 3 threes. Yep, make a difference. And then okay, well, that, hang on, that there, that there. And then if I can get the 2 zeros together, yeah, I've got the 2 of a kind, 3 of a kind, and then the flush is an 11, and that is a win. Plus 1 from Sun Medallion. Yes! Cool. Eduardo Vargas. Your skills increase when you go to work or school with extra skills if you win the challenge, and a kudos bonus if you make the high scoring hand with your cards. Working also increases stress, which prevents you from working if it reaches 100. To relieve stress, take a month off to relax in the quarters wing. Man, if only it was so easy. I mean, I'm sure taking a month off absolutely would relieve stress, but I don't think a great many of us have that luxury. Okay. So, we got +1 creativity from winning the challenge. Cool. Friendship with Tangent. Cool. Your parents have been working from first dawn to well after dinner every day. You know growing food is an important job and it's vital to get crops in the ground right away. There seems to be something more than that. Such a change from growing up on the stratospheric when you saw them all the time. You stay up and wait for them at night before going to bed. Though you can tell they're exhausted, they make an effort to spend time with you. I'm sorry we haven't seen much of you, little gooseberry, your dad says. Your mom watches you as she works a pebble out of her gardening tiller, which also serves as a crutch. How have you been holding up? I learned some stuff in school. I'm glad to hear that, your mom says. I want you to study hard, work hard, and stay out of trouble. Your dad smiles. Professor Hall will give you kudos if you get good grades, and you can spend those at the depot once it's open. You know, says your dad, raising an eyebrow at your mom, I think there are lots of different ways to learn, and school is just one of them. You can learn from working on a hobby or by helping a friend. Your mom shakes her head and sighs, though you can tell she's trying to put on a gentle expression. We both agree that this colony is an experiment, and that means we're going to do things differently than on Earth. You're old enough now to start making your own decisions about your education and future. You're 6! If that means you find your own way, we'll accept that. Your dad puts a hand on your shoulder. We'll be proud of you no matter what you do. Try talking to your friends. They may have ideas for how you can spend your time. And come by geoponics, your mom adds. We could use your help. Unlocked shoveling dirt. Early quiet. Mid quiet. Oh, it's the quiet oh, right. Quiet season. Fair enough. Yeah, kiddo's definitely not old enough to make decisions about their education. Quite frankly, I don't think I was qualified to make decisions about my education at the age of 18 because I picked a stupid Mickey Mouse degree that was worthless, and I should not have been allowed to make that life choice, honestly. So, you know, definitely wouldn't trust me at 6. Yeah, I should have just not been allowed to make decisions until, like, at least 25, I think, on anything, really. Yo! You hate me. I don't want you to hate me. A sharp whistle interrupts your thoughts. Hey, Salan! Mars calls out to you. Come here, I have a job for you. You walk over to Mars, who's sheltering from the snow under the ship's overhang. It's so gross here, she complains. The spark snow would ruin my good clothes. At least on the ship we had climate control. Ugh. Tell you maybe some soy sweets, but there's no way I'm going out there in all this weather, she continues. Since you like running around it, could you fetch them for me? Yeah, sure. Good, Mars claps. She's probably just down the hill near our quarters. Mars sighs. She's scared to take more than a few steps from the door. All she wants to do is hide inside and make sweets. Yeah. Fair enough. Hi. You got sweets? Tammy is staring obliviously at the sky, smiling to herself. She startles as you approach. Oh, hello, Solange, she says, putting her hand to her chest. Do you need something? I'm here for Mars's soy sweets. Tammy smiles like, oh, it's so nice of you to help out Mars. She's a very important person, you know. She hands you a box wrapped in a pink and yellow scarf. One order of mango soy sweets, made fresh this morning, she says. Please tell Mars that she can have the scarf back, okay? She used some of her kudos to nanoprint it for me because it's so dusty here, but I think I'm getting used to it now. Tammy smiles again and tucks her hair behind her big elven ears. Oh, they are elven. Okay, cool. Thought there were 10. Maybe. There was a reference during the character creation bit to, like, 6. Maybe they're 10. Either way. Yeah. I feel like my point still stands. Tammy smiles again and tucks her hair behind her big elven ears. Oh, this is so cool, she says fondly. Sometimes she's kind of bossy, but I know she really cares too. Is there a... Oh, yeah. Quiet season, age 10. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we are age 10. Cool. Noted. Mars puts her hand out expectantly. Give it here. I ate them! I want half. Sharing is caring. If you want them, you gotta pay up. Ooh. I got no persuasion or persuasion. Never mind. I hate them. I don't know. I guess I did say I don't actually want her to hate me, so yeah. Cool. You hand over the box of soy sweets with a smile. Mars takes it and giggles. You're such a good sidekick, doing everything I say. Ooh, loyalty. Okay. She opens the box and hands you a soy sweet. Your tip, she tells you. Oh, an administrator Seek's looking for someone to do delivery jobs for the depot, she says. I don't want to do it because, like, you running around out there? No. Just go through there, she says, gesturing to the door behind her, and tell them I referred you. Yay, gophering. Hey, Pops. Hello, my little potato, your dad exclaims, smiling warmly. What have you been up to today? Just hanging with my friends. That Cal's a good boy, he says. Have you seen Anemone? She's been out by the garrison playing sports ball. I think she spent every day outside since we landed. He chuckles to himself. Guess that's what happened when you've got enough brothers to make your own sports ball team. He breathes deeply and looks slowly around. The autumnal's magnificent, isn't it? You nod. Seasons! He shouts, throwing his hands wide. I missed seasons. Back on Earth it got much, much colder, and the snow wasn't half as pretty as our spark snow. He sighs, stretching. You just wait until dust season. Both the suns will be high in the sky and it'll be real hot then. You'll see. You find your mom hard at work setting up the greenhouses with a small construction crew. You've seen these plans pinned to the wall of your family's quarters for years now. These geodesic domes will house more delicate plants from Earth. Spinach, tomatoes, maybe even fruit. Tomatoes are a fruit. She takes a swig from her canteen as you approach. Looking for something to do? She asks. Remember, Solange, you're responsible for your own schedule now that we've landed. You can decide how to spend your time, as long as it's productive. She points towards the engineering wing, in the back half of the stratospheric severed frame. Professor Hell's still expecting you in class, but a well-rounded education includes practical application. You're old enough to help with the work around here. She claps her hand on your shoulder. I've got another minute. Anything you need to know? What are you doing in geoponics? She looks down and nudges at a sprout growing between her feet. It's green, the color of earth plants. We're doing our best, she says, but it hasn't been easy. I just hope the potatoes and corn can handle the weather here, she says, glancing up at the sky. I hear it rains like hell in the wet season. She takes a long look at you, up and down. You're growing fast, Solange, but you're still too young for real farming. Instead, well, there's a lot of soil that needs to be hauled. Seeing your disappointment, she nudges you on the shoulder. Don't pout, it'll help build those muscles. You'll need them now we're out in the real world doing real work. Out here, we'll have to rely on our physical strength. She flexes her biceps. Your mom is really strong. What's going on in command? I think Seek said they need someone to deliver supplies from the depot. They're also setting up a shop there if you got some kudos to spend. And of course that's where Governor Udicott works. But you shouldn't bother her. She's a busy woman. She doesn't have your mother's patience with kids. You try not to giggle. Your mom is not normally known for her patience. What can I do in the quarters? If you need a break, you can visit the lounge and see your friends. But I don't want to see you lounging around all the time. You need to work hard too. What goes on in engineering? Hal's teaching classes on life science, engineering, and humanities. If you pass all your tests, maybe he'll let you work there in a few years. Your father thinks you're old enough that school is optional. I don't agree, but I'll be honest with you, she says, gesturing to the fields. We do need every pair of hands we can get. If you want to work with me here in geoponics, I'd suggest studying life science. If you don't have a good grasp of biology and ecology, I'm going to stick you on shovel duty. Garrison. Security Chief Rhett is organizing a sports ball team. You used to play, didn't you? Back on the ship. It'll be different here with the planet's gravity. Of all the adults in the colony, Rhett and your mom are the most like soldiers you'd see on a holovid. For a moment, you think your mom's going to suggest something else, then she shakes her head. You're too young for defense training, so don't worry about that yet. Let's just enjoy yourself and stay out of trouble. Can I join expeditions? God, no. Oh, you're too young to leave the colony. It's dangerous. She shakes her head. Your father will be worried. There's so much we still don't know about the world out there. Let the adults find out, then maybe you can join them in a few years when you're older. She gives you a stern look. She isn't going to budge on this one. But now, stay inside the walls. Okay. Yo! Anemone, was it? Yeah. Anemone's bumping a sports ball with her wrist, trying to keep it in the air. Heads up! She shouts and bumps the ball in your direction. Think fast! Bounce it back. You bounce the ball back and forth with her, trying to see how many times you can rally and keep it going. Anemone tells you about the new sports ball court. A proper regulation-sized court, way bigger than the little zero-G one on the stratospheric. Her brother Com is coaching the junior sports ball team this year. Yeah, toughness. He's so great, she says. He's good at everything, especially spiking. He's coaching me how to play awesome like him. You should come join us. Unlock sports ball. Right, what do we do? What do we want to train at and become? Ooh, rebellion or loyalty, I guess. Is that loyal? No, that's my stress, right. Okay. My dad's called Geranium. You see Tammy sitting quietly near the entrance to the lounge. You've known her for well, your whole entire life. Back on the ship, you used to play with her. Tammy had the best doll collection. After her mom died, her dad used all his nanoprinter crits to print a different doll every month for a whole year. Her ears perk up when she sees you. Oh, hello, Selene, she says. Her voice is soft and dreamy, like a beam of starlight. Do you want to play dolls? I sure do. Yay, empathy and friendship. You don't think Tammy will ever be told to play with dolls. If anything, she has even more of them now. She takes you to her quarters and brings out the entire Spacey Stacy doll collection. Malibu Spacey Stacy? She's got a new hat. A disturbingly realistic baby with real bowel movements, and two super fancy posable dolls named Lily and Tilly who can be programmed to move on their own. Tammy isn't very good at the programming, so Lily and Tilly just roll around awkwardly when you turn them on. You cover quickly by saying they must be breakdancing at a club. The two of you spend the afternoon making up stories of their rise to stardom as professional dancers. Cool. Question becomes jack of all trades or master of few. I feel like the game is probably going to like push you towards specializing in something. I'm guessing there'll be a number of different sort of paths you can take depending on how you specialize. I fear jack of all trades might be a pretty good route to getting a sort of either bad or thoroughly underwhelming ending, but I don't know, I could be wrong. And also, I suppose, like, this particular sort of, like, trait tree kind of thing, giving me real Long Live the Queen vibes. I don't, for one tiny moment, expect that the game would play out anything at all like Long Live the Queen, because that game was cruel and unrelenting, and like there was no forgiveness for not having the right stats at the right time. It just meant game over every time, and you just had to go back and make sure your stats were correct the next time. But like, still just like, here's a shopping list of things you can level up. It's kind of like that same sort of impression. Also, I mentioned this very early on, and I still feel like the music's incredibly quiet. Is there any music? Where's my music at? Maybe there's no music playing right now. Oh, oh right, constant music is an option. There is no music currently. Or is there? Might be a bit better. Don't know. Don't think there's any music. I'm looking at OBS and I can see like I can see desktop audio like has like bars on it, but they're very, very, very quiet, and I don't even so quiet that I can't even make out what they are myself. So probably not getting anything remotely on stream side. I don't know what the game's audio is meant to be. What's happening? Right. We can do some. Right, we can do some sports ball, gardening, gophering, or learning. Or relaxing. I mean, also, like, I guess they all increase your stats to some extent, but part of me is like, I should go to school, because then school gets me more stats, which helps me pick things more effectively when I come to have options and stuff. Let's do the gardening. Let's do some gardening. Why not? That's twice I've done that. I keep pressing F to like interact with people, which is, I guess, a bit of a Sea of Thieves reflex. That is not how you interact with people here. I'm good. Geoponics. We can shovel dirt for 3 toughness, friendship with Cal, 5 kudos, and 15 stress. Greenhouses, different biomes aside, growing plant, pollinate the flower. Yeah, cool. Let's get shoveling. It's your first day in the glorious world of agricultural soil conveyance. Oh boy. Good morning, Selene. Looks like you're working for your old lady. Hope you don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're my kid. She walks you around the geoponics wing and points out where everything is. Your job is to move sod, compost, plants, garden waste, and equipment from one place to another. Get comfortable with this, she says, pushing a squeaky old-fashioned wheelbarrow towards you. Now, any questions before you start moving dirt? Why not use hydroponics? On the ship, we grew most of our plants with their roots in the water, and it's true it was more hygienic that way, your mom replies. She brushes an insect off her arm, which lets out a loud squeak of objection. But hydroponic system use too much energy. Here we have to grow as much as we can the old-fashioned way. Don't we have machines for this? The construction crew's already claimed all the hover lifts, she says, shrugging, but they'll break down in a few years anyway, and we don't have the materials to fix them. She grips your forearm. We're planet side now. Use your muscles. Nature's hydraulic pistons. Alright, where's it going? From over there, she points to a dirt pile, to there. She points to an identical pile 10 meters away. She sees your confusion. We had some very precious soil from Earth on the ship. full of all the nutrients and bugs and bacteria our plants need to grow. But it was lost, she sighs, in an accident. Now we have to make more from scratch using Vertumnus soil. This is part of the process. Let's get to work. That's my kid, my mom says, slapping her on the back. You stumble a little. Your arms start to ache after the first half hour of work, but you keep going. By the end of the month, you feel utterly drained and exhausted. And good somehow. You can feel your muscles growing already. +1. And 10 stress. Okay. Let's do some numbers. 0. Right. 0. 1. 2. 3. 1. I think. Super goal. Wait, does 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 not count? Oh, +1 if it has the highest value as well. Ah, cool. For straight of 3. Oh, the straight has to be the same color. Boo. Fine. Alright. Win. You worked well this month. +1 toughness. Hey, bonus of 2. Oh, from won the challenge and the super goal. Cool. And +1 from best score. This week you had a few more bouts of deja vu, remembering what somebody is about to say or do just before they say it. Sometimes they actually do, but not always. This morning you were sure Professor Hal was going to trip on the uneven floor in the cafeteria and spill his plate of hash browns. You even told Miles to watch. He didn't though. As Professor Hal walked away, his hash browns saved for today, Miles called you a liar and a dummy. At night, your dreams are all mixed up with stuff that you know can't be real. You're chased by monsters the size of buildings, only to be saved by strange people you've never met. You're holding hands with someone you love. You're crying as you help lift a shrouded body into the colony recycler. Everything seems so familiar. But when you try to recall their faces when you wake up, they're smeared in your memory like wet paint. But what if those things haven't happened yet, but they will someday? Anytime you try to tell someone they think you're playing a trick, or that you're sick and need to go to the med bay, you eventually decide to stay quiet about your strange dreams. Why? Because secret powers are fun. I don't want people to worry. Your parents have so much on their minds already. You have a feeling that something is happening at Geoponics that they don't want you to know. You don't understand it, but when they come home at night, they look really sad. You don't want to make that worse. If you just keep going to classes and staying out of trouble, it'll be easier for everyone, yourself included. Late quiet. Yo! Cal's riding around Geoponics on a hoverboard. The board comes to a sudden shuddering stop on the rocky ground in front of you. Cal falls off, but catches his balance before he eats dirt. Nice lane. Real ground's way harder to hover on than ship floors. There are bumps everywhere. Maybe hoverboards don't work outside. Oh, they totally do, Cal exclaims. I've been all over the place on this thing. Hovering outside is rad. Look at this. He runs over to a small depression in a nearby hill and presents it like it's something amazing. Look at this. It's a skate ball. Cool. Can I try? Sure, but please be careful. Mom says if I break my hoverboard, we can't make another one. You take turns riding around the bowl, trying to get up enough speed to get going down one side to come back up the other. You don't land any tricks. It's hard just staying on the board with this uneven ground, but it's still fun. Hey, getting tougher. You need a break soon. Oh yeah, my stress 90. Yo, this lane. Oh, I'm not tough enough for that. Wow. Well, shit, adults are always saying no running in Emily, no running, but outside there's so much room. I can run 5 minutes in one direction, even more after the robo plows clear the land for farms. Heyo, bestie. Tangent is hunched over a hollow palm, frowning and poking angrily at the air. She speaks without looking up at you. Professor Hal wants us to prep a list of native flora with pictures. There should be a catalogue on the colony holonet, but I can't find it anywhere. Let's make our own list. Tangent is dubious, but agrees to try your idea. The two of you run around the colony yard, taking pictures of all the different vertilion plants you can find, and making up fake sciencey sounding names for them, like Wonkius shrubbius and Purpurus gracium. After an hour, you've categorized 51 different species. Tang doesn't think it's a very complete list, or a very scientific method, but she figures you must have learned something. Do friendship and biology. Good, that's good for the gardening. Maybe we get into gardening. Maybe that's what we do. I don't know. Right. At 90 stress, I'm guessing I probably need a break. Fine. Relax is minus 100. Oh, we get friendship with Tammy as well. And we can optionally forget one memory. Ooh. I guess if you got ones that are just like a bit crap, gunking up your deck. Not that I've looked at that yet. Can we look at the deck? Memories! Yeah, I'm guessing stuff like all the babby things are probably not terribly useful memories to keep. I don't think we need the memory of giggling. As we grow up, I imagine there'll be more important things to have. Right, these ship's quarters are where everyone sleeps, eats, and hangs out. Private bedrooms are small. You share one with your parents, so colonists spend most of the time in the big common area. There's a lounge, cafeteria, and a creche for all the kids and babies are raised communally. We are going to lose some stress. It's nice to take some time off to chill after all the stress of school and work, not to mention the mental toll of just living on the unpredictable planet. Looks like you're not the only one who needs some downtime. Some of the other kids are also relaxing in the lounge. Ooh, we can get a hooked on your holopalm. 3 mental. Or we can join Cal and Tammy, or Mars and Dis. I mean, more cards is cool. Damn kids be on their phones all the time. No, let's go hang out with Mars and Dis. Why not? Okay, but you do stink. You hear Mars defend herself. It's not my fault. It's not my fault you can't tell. Maybe your nose stopped working, but the rest of us can smell it, and... She waves her hands in front of her nose and makes a PU gesture, then turns to you. He smells awful, right, Selene? Do a sniff test. Just needs a shower, being a bully. I don't want a being a bully card, although it's a very high value card. Stop being so mean. Do a sniff test. Make a show of sniffing the air around Dis as he stands uncomfortably still. Oh no. Oh, Mars. Oh, okay. His clothes are a little dirty, but he smells fine to you. Kind of faintly boyish, like leaves and grass. You tell this to Mars. Leaves and grass. Ew, yes, she says, nodding. That's exactly what I meant. If you think that smells good, you're both hopeless. Hey. Cool. Do I want to forget discovering all my first words? I mean, I guess for now, I don't know, like... I guess it's not just making all the matches, like you also need the card's inherent value also counts towards your score. So I guess losing the zeros means you're more likely to get better value cards to make things out of, right? So you kind of want rid of zeros. Not that either of those are zeros. So right now, losing either of those cards would mean I'm statistically more likely to pull zeros out of the deck, relatively speaking. So I probably don't want to lose the ones right now. And I don't know how many you can keep total. I think we hang on to what we got right now. Early pollen season. Interesting. Oh, so you've kind of got... okay. Yeah, they said there's like 13 months, right? So like each season is split into 3 months. So far, so familiar. You've got... month of whatever quiet month is winter, right? Pollen is spring. Hot season, summer, right? That must make autumn kind of ish the wet season. What's this big block here? That's what I'm interested in. Like, what's the 5th season, not season, single month, whatever that is? The transitional sort of end of the year. Is it the holiday season? Is there a holiday season? Sort of, yeah, it's the end of the year. That's where all the holidays are, right? That might be it. Ooh, egg. You find a hefty red Xeno egg. Cool. Sure, why not? Just walking around with an alien egg. I could see nothing going wrong with this. You keep adding to your deck as you age and forget cards by spending time relaxing. Your limited number of gear slots based on your organization and other skills. Click gear to equip or unequip it. Collectibles you find while exploring may be given as gifts to friends or used during challenges for one-use bonuses. Ah, there we go. Collectible Xeno egg. +1 to a card, changes suit to strength. Ah. Wait, so is that oh, that was so I can use that. That is a spendable, yeah, it's either a gift or a one-use item. Ah, cool. Does that mean I can find other things just like kicking around this place? Not that commonly, I suppose. Yo, Tang! Oh, I'm not smart enough to study together. Ew, okay. Have you gone outside the colony yet? Tang asks you. I hear all sorts of terrible things. Regardless, we're not allowed to stray from the gates unless we're on expedition. Tang rolls her eyes. Not that it stops my brother. Ooh, I could give her the egg. Would she want an egg? Alright, maybe I should learn. Right, so biology, reasoning, tangent, stress. Oh, yeah, well, school is always going to buff my relationship with tangent. Cool. So the gifts, since if it's a gift, it immediately goes in my too good to use club list. Blue month, pink month, blank, blank profits. Well, we know there's a hot month and a wet month. I mean, a gift's too good to use. I don't know. Like, I mean, I absolutely like if it's just a consumable item. I think, like for me, it almost basically just does by default become too good to use. Like, I'm horrible for like using items in games. Like I am. There's a million and one memes of like people just carrying like thousands and thousands of potions, and it's me every time. What if I need more than 100 potions in the next fight? I might get caught short. I can't use them now. I might need all 100 of them. Blue, pink, hot, moist, profit. Yeah. Blue season, pink season, hot season, moist season, profit season. Let's. I need the biology if I'm going to become gardening. I need reasoning if I want to just hang out with tangent a bit more. Sure. Good afternoon, my burgeoning biologists and up-and-coming chemists. Professor Hal welcomes you back to your old classroom. This afternoon we'll learn what I like to call the wet sciences. He gestures to his hollow-projected lesson plan. Biology, chemistry, medicine, ecology, and geology. You'll learn a little bit of everything with opportunities for further study in your favorite field. If you're looking for something a little drier, try registering for engineering classes. It wasn't an option. Looking for more difficulty, the harder card challenges will keep you on your toes. Want to focus on the story? This will replace future minigames with a quick coin flip based on your age and skills. You can change either option anytime from... Oh, okay. Oh, so that's easy mode or hard mode if you want to deviate from normal mode, I guess. I think is my interpretation of this. However, I almost feel like a little bit that like goes in the like that explains that you are currently on the normal difficulty might clarify that a little better. Done. Fine. Right. We need heart. Oof, plus 50 stress. I don't think so. Right. I don't think that's going to be useful to us at all. It is not. It does nothing. Nothing. 1, 2. 3 frustrated. Oh, hang on. A 0, 1, 2 in different colors counts? Why did it not count before? 2, 3. What did that? Oh, so that's a straight of 3. But that's... Oh, because it gets changed to a 4. Ah. Brilliant. Okay. And then I can put that there, and then we got a pair of blues. Annoyingly, it would be nice to put the 1 next to the 1, because then you could have a pair of 1s as well. Well, there's absolutely no way I can do that, because that 1's always going to have to sit in the middle, isn't it? That makes that worth 11. That makes it worth 14. I don't know what the super goal is. +1 to a card and change the suit to red. I don't think we I mean, I feel like any challenge where anything was on the line, like, oh, you're being attacked by aliens, I might be inclined to use the consumables. I think you're learning biology probably isn't as necessary to use those. You worked well this month, +1 biology. You awake from an afternoon nap. You squint into the pink-tinged light slanting through the windows. You must have fallen asleep in the lounge. Tammy's shadow falls across your nest of pillows. Oh, I'm so sorry, Selene, she says, giggling. I didn't mean to wake you up. It's just so nice outside. With pollen sparkling in the sunlight, I wanted to open the windows. You rub your eyes blearily. Ugh, you're having the weirdest dream. Since you're awake, you should visit the cafeteria. Auntie Sedent is making a new kind of candy. She says it's made of cotton. Isn't that weird? I have to go tidy the creche first, then I'll meet you there. Save some for me, okay? Tammy skips off towards the creche, humming to herself. Go get the free candy! In the cafeteria, Auntie Sedent is cheerfully handing out masses of pink candy, puffy and soft like clouds. Oh, Selene, she says, handing you a wand with some candy spun around the end. Here, try some of this. We used to have it on Earth. You pull off a piece and give it a taste. It's so sweet at first that your mouth puckers. You never tasted anything so sweet and so real. It's not at all like the soy sweets that the kitchen nanoprinter can make. It melts in your mouth, leaving a gritty residue on your tongue. You wait until everyone is gone, but Tammy never shows up. You look down at the cotton candy in your hands. It's wilted a little from the humidity, but it's kind of like her hair, you think. Pale pink and so soft. You keep some to give her later. You got a pink candy card. You're relaxing in your family's quarters after dinner. Your mom had to run off to some kind of council business, so you and your dad are playing a holo game together. When you're just about ready to head off to bed, your mom returns. You can tell just from the defeated slant of her shoulders that something has gone terribly wrong. Your dad starts to ask her what's happened, but she just sighs and waves him away. She sits down and takes your hand, holding it between her 2 strong, dirt-creased ones. Selene, I'm so sorry to have to tell you this, she starts. Her mouth quivers as she swallows, working on her next words. There was an accident this afternoon. In the crash. Your classmate, Tammy, has died. You try to understand her words. Tammy? Dead? That's not possible. You suddenly remember the cotton candy you were saving to give to Tammy. Pink and fluffy, just like her hair. You put your hand in your pocket to get it, but what comes out is a sticky, dark red lump of hard goo. You stare at it, your mind blank. That's what happened. Your mom tells you, as simply as possible, that Tammy was killed by an electric shock from a broken holoprojector. It was just an accident. You press her for more, for an explanation. A little girl is dead, someone you'd grown up with, someone so much like you. She wasn't sick or anything. You just saw her this morning. She was right there. Why? Your mom's eyes are sad when she tells you, sometimes there's just no reason why. Damn. I like Tammy. That's a brutal start to the game. Jesus. Hey. Tang is pacing around in front of engineering. She looks upset. It shouldn't have happened, she says. Tammy's... What happened to Tammy? It shouldn't have been possible. There was no reason for that holoprojector to break. Professor Hal said it was recently serviced and nothing was wrong with it before it just... She gestures angrily. Just blew up for no reason. Nobody would have wanted to hurt her, so... Why? How? It doesn't add up. Sorry, Selene, I want to think about this some more. I hate when I can't find the answer. Mars is staring into space, looking somber. She doesn't even notice you come up beside her and barely reacts when you say hello. I'm thinking about Tammy, she says quietly. She used to sit down the hill there, in that spot in the sun. Every morning she'd just sit there for hours in the sun, doing nothing, just being happy. You stare down the hill to the spot near the entrance to the quarters. You can imagine her there, working on some little craft project, humming to herself. I miss her too. And now she's dead? Mars says, making a face. How's that for fair? All the people, how come you have to be my friend? You don't have an answer. You never heard Mars call Tammy her friend before. But of course she was. Tammy was everyone's scared little sister, even though she was older than most of you. Mars clicks her tongue. Oh yeah, Administrator Seek is looking for you. I guess I need someone to do the delivery jobs. She waves vaguely at the door behind her, distracted by her thoughts. Should probably do that at some point, yeah. Been waiting 4 months for me. Getting those early child murders. Well, quite, yes. Is there some deep, dark secret to it? Was it a murder? I mean, Tang seems to think it doesn't add up entirely. Game's actually it's a murder mystery game after all. Now we're talking my language. Cal is sitting in your mom's flower garden with his face in his hands. He's clearly been crying all morning and probably all of yesterday too. He and Tammy were really close. Whenever you guys used to play house in the creche, Tammy was always the mommy and Cal was the daddy. Even though you were just little kids, you kind of always giggled about how obviously they were going to be together forever, like a princess and a knight. Are you okay? Yeah, he sniffs, looking up at you. You can see how puffy and red his eyes are. I mean, no, not really. That's just what people want me to say, right? Tammy always liked these flowers, he mumbles. Sometimes I picked some for her. He runs his hands over the pretty white flowers. Don't tell your mom, okay? Tears well up and slowly leak out of his eyes. He doesn't even blink, just stares at the flowers as the tears run down his cheeks. You decide to give him some space. Ooh, gates open. Can you believe Tammy died? Dis asks morbidly. Heard Chief Engineer Instance tell someone about it? He lowers his voice. Tammy got shocked by a broken holoprojector. The one in the creche with the dancing teddy bear, you remember? When she touched it, she got chucked all the way across the room. He makes a sailing motion with his hand. And bam! She was dead before she even landed. Wow, really? Dis suddenly looks embarrassed. Yeah, I mean, it's too bad she was gone. She was nice. He tugs at the sleeves of his oversized jacket, but that's kind of a cool way to die. Anemone is chucking rocks at the strato, sending metallic clangs ringing through the colony. Stupid planet, she yells. Stupid creche. Stupid spaceship. She bends down to pick up another rock, but instead just sobs and braces her hands on her knees. Stupid everything. Why did she have to die? It's not fair. Kids aren't supposed to die. Your dad gives you a hug. Sorry you're feeling blue, Selene. Things will start to look up again soon. Your mom pats your shoulder encouragingly. I'm so sorry, Selene. Right. I guess that's everybody. Let's go. Oh. I can't actually do the deliveries. I need toughness and organization. Oh, fine. Yeah. Alright, I guess I won't then. I feel like you would earn organization by doing deliveries. What's going on out here? You step cautiously through the colony gates. Selene! Uncle Tony sighs as he blocks your path. He looks like he hasn't been sleeping. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't be out here. My children are so young, so precious, so fragile. Please stay near the ship. Okay. I'm tough enough. I need toughness 20. I'm brave enough. I need 20 bravery. Okay. I guess that's how you unlock expeditions, you get your stats high enough, really. We can get the toughness up by doing some shoveling. I only did like one thing. Did it just dump a load of stress on me? In mourning the loss of a loved one, all skill increases reduced by 1 for 3 months. Some jobs and actions can't be performed. Oof. Play sports ball. Bravery, toughness, anemone, stress. Let's keep working on my schooling, I guess. Oh, register for engineering classes. Ah, cool. Needs reasoning 5. I have that. Excellent. I got some engineering. I guess that was kind of like innate in me because of my stuff. Wonder if the death is randomly generated. Yeah, could be. It kind of like did briefly cross my mind when it happened. Because that's super weird for like the game just to be like, okay, here's a really important character, one that you can develop a friendship and relationship with throughout the entirety of this game, who's like you're going to form a connection with, an attachment, and they're going to be real important to you. So it can be really dramatic and emotional if they do die later on, and bam, oh, we've killed them off 5 months into the game. It's like, huh, that's a bit weird. And I kind of have to play the game again to find out whether you get the same random things or not, honestly. Because it's super weird. Do I want to register for engineering? I could register, I don't have to do them, I suppose. I feel like following in Mom's footsteps and doing biology could be pretty cool. Register. Using Congruence's HoloNet scheduling system is almost a test on its own. You feel like a hacker navigating the confusing interface. Manage to add your name to the list of drop-in students. You're now eligible to join Tangent and some of the older students in engineering classes. Ooh. So that is 1 engineering, 2 reasoning. Sure. More reasoning than engineering. Interesting. Okay. I guess that kind of makes sense. Like if you're engineering, like it's like quite practical problem solving kind of thing. It is reasoning. Yeah, that checks out, I guess. Fine, let's do the engineering lessons. Why not? Alright. 1, 0. Do all kind of colors. 1, 2. 3 becomes a 4, which ruins my straights, but otherwise that's a 14 and a win. It does count as a straight of 3 again, though. Yeah, I kind of feel like there must be some clever way to make it better than that, but I guess probably not, actually. It's probably about as good as it gets. Woo! The colony is going to hold a funeral for Tammy. Do you want to attend? If you don't feel up to it, you could just skip it and take the month off instead, or you could get back to work. Yes, I'll attend. I want to group by myself. I'm too busy. Tammy who? Oof. Rough. I'll attend. Colonists gather in the recycling room. Bringing organics down here to be recycled is one of your chores, but you've only come here for a funeral twice. Both times a colonist had passed away from natural causes during the 20-year-long journey from Earth. There you go. 20 years. This is the first time there's been a funeral on Vertumna, and the first time for someone you actually knew. The mouth of the organics recycler has been polished, and a wreath of yellow flowers placed over the opening. Inside you can see a shrouded figure, Tammy's small, fragile body. Tammy's dad, Uncle Tonin, is here, as well as your parents, and antecedent, and the rest of the council. Cal is here with his mom and her partners, already crying in their arms. The room is packed with people, and the feeling of grief is so thick you can taste it in your mouth. Her partners? Plural. Interesting. Got a poly relationship going on in the game. I don't know why that should be surprising to me in any way, shape, or form at this point, but... Governor Udicott stands before the assembled crowd. There are no words to ease the pain we feel today, she begins solemnly. There is only the sad company of those of us left behind to share the burden of that grief. Tammy was our child, she continues, one of the first humans to be born in space, and the first to die on an alien planet. In her short life, she exemplified the very arc of human accomplishment, bending hopefully towards life beyond our humble Earth. She is the first of us who can truly call Vertumna home. Her passing was as senseless as it was sudden. Losses like this are impossible to hold within oneself, a painful reminder that life is impossibly precious and fragile. But they also remind us, as always, that as a community we are capable of great strength. Udicott closes the door to the recycler. You hear Uncle Tonin sob over the hum of the particle disintegrators beginning their work. As a community, we remember Tammy. As a community, we return her body to the soil that nourishes us. In this way, Tammy, our child from the stars, will never truly be lost to us. The ceremony is adjourned, but a few people stay back to console Uncle Tonin as he keeps vigil over the recycler. Cal and Uncle Tonin hold each other and weep openly. Your mom stays behind to receive Tammy's remains. As the head of geoponics, she'll be responsible for adding them to the colony's precious supply of brown soil from Earth. Your dad accompanies you out of the recycling room. He clears his throat. I want you to know that you need to be okay, he says, clasping his warm hand on your shoulder. If you want to take the rest of the month off, everyone's going to understand. I get pretty stressed. Yeah, I'll take the month off. The prospect of going back to school, like everything is normal, is too much to handle. You end up spending the whole month alternating between sleeping, scrolling the holonet, and staring into space. It's restful at least, and everyone gives you the time you need to process Tammy's death. I see, we did just like skip that entire section, month, whatever. Savage response to yeah, it really was, jeez, like, brutal. Although interesting that stress only went down by 50 if I like take the month off option as part of the story, whereas I guess if I'd just gone to the if I'd gone back to school and then like when I'd had a choice gone to there, it would have been minus 100, I guess. Like, just from a purely min-maxing mechanical standpoint, I feel like I lost out on that one. Right, what are we doing? We are learning some. We've got to learn a little bit of engineering. Got some reasoning. I don't know how or where we get the organization from. Like, I need the organization to do the deliveries, but, like, nobody's given me any kind of, like, opportunities to improve my organization. Sorry, Dis mumbles. He looks uncomfortable to be around you. Oh, we have processed our grieving. We are past the mourning period. It did say 3 months that we would get, like, that debuff. But it's gone now. I thought that was only 2. Oh. Nemini holds her stomach as you approach. Does the air here make you feel hungry all the time, or is it just me? She wonders. I feel like I could eat a whole one of them mushroom cheese. Just home. She mimes shoving a whole giant mushroom in her mouth. I bet Anemone would like an egg. Can I press you for an egg in this trying time? Selene, Tangent says, approaching you with purpose. We need to discuss my brother. Who New phone, who dis? Need friendship with Dis less than 20. You mean my buddy Dis? Dish? Need friendship with Dis 10 or greater. Reading constantly is making me parched, and I realised I didn't grab a glass of water before I started, so 2 seconds while I go hydrate myself. Right, back. Like, I'm BFFs with her. Like, why are we acting like we don't know her brother? Who Dis? Yes, Dis, she says impatiently. I need you to figure out where he's been disappearing. Ever since we landed, I barely see him anymore. He doesn't even come home at night sometimes, and She trails off and looks at her feet. Well, I'm not on very good terms with my brother of late, but well, people are becoming worried. You get the feeling Tang is the one who's worried, but she doesn't want to admit it. I'll talk to him. He probably won't tell you, Tangent says angrily. Newton's apple, she swears. He won't even talk to me anymore. She sighs. You may have to follow him. I would, but everyone in the lab would know I was gone. No one cares where he goes during the day. There he is. You tell Dis that his sister Tangent wants to know where he's been disappearing off to. His eyes flit briefly to yours, then he stares vaguely off towards the engineering wing where his sister is reading on a holopalm between classes. He doesn't say anything. Where do you go, Dis? Oh, we need to be friends. Better tell me or else. She's worried about you. She doesn't care about me, he says sullenly. Tangent's just worried that she'll get in trouble if I don't come home one day. He scowls and picks at the hem of his sweater. She doesn't care about anything but her schoolwork. I don't feel like that's a good option to pick. I feel like that's gonna, like, hurt things. So anyway, his shoulders slump in relief as you go. How I get answers? He ain't talking. Tangent sniffs the air. It stinks out here. Not just one stink either. Every day's a new stink. Today it smells like... She wrinkles her nose. Like that time the waste reclamation unit broke down. Yuck. You haven't noticed the smell. She sure is sensitive. Or maybe she just likes the stale air inside the ship better. Nope, don't have the reasoning to do that. What do I want to do? I want to follow him. Despite the heat, Dis remains covered from head to toe in black. It's not that hot, he mumbles. Dare you to eat this worm. Does this... Oh, I can give him an egg. Would he care for an egg in this trying time? I bet he'd like an egg. He seems like the kind of guy who'd like an egg. Have an egg. Thank you. This says clearly unsure about how to react. Yeah, we're friends now. I'll find something to do with it. Excellent. He did care for an egg in this trying time. I feel like there are probably better characters to give the egg to. Anemone probably would probably dig an egg. She seems like an egg kind of person. Oh, you found me. This is adjusting better than you'd expect his life on the surface. He's already found a new place to hide and do whatever he does out here by himself. Okay. Don't have anything. Don't have bravery. Can't do anything right. Don't know when the opportunities to follow him are going to be then. I guess let's go learning. Study the biologies. Cal may not be the most attentive student in the class, but what he lacks in book smarts he makes up for in hands-on experience. Nobody else has as much experience with the native flora and fauna as he does. Right. 0, 0, 0. 3 equals 1, 2. Woo! Oh yeah, 0, 1, 2, yeah, that's good little straight. No better options. Yeah, bingo bango, let's do it. You worked well, +1 biology, +15 stress. It's time for Vertumnalia! Udicott and the Council have called a festival to celebrate life here on the planet Vertumna. Everyone gathers in the colony square to hear Governor Udicott's speech. In Earth's history, Udicott begins and then clears her throat and waits for everyone to quiet down. In Earth's history, Vertumna was known as the god of seasons, change, gardens, and fruit. It's no coincidence that our forebears of the Vertumna project chose to take on such an auspicious name. In the hopes of seeding future bountiful seasons of humanity, we will continue his tradition on Vertumnalia, a midsummer festival to celebrate our Vertumna, this lush planet upon which we find ourselves today. Clap. Woo! Loyalty. Everyone cheers and applauds. The members of the council all get up on stage one at a time to give their own short speeches. Governor Udicott announces each one. Governor Udicott, command, Administrator Seek. We read all these names before. These guys, you know the ones. When it's your Mother Flulu's turn, she announces that tonight you'll be eating some of the very first crops grown from Vertumnan soil. Your eyes go to the feast table. Aboard the stratosphere, it would have been mostly soy-based food from the nanoprinters, spiced up with what precious fruits and vegetables could be grown in the small growing bays. This year, the earth plants look even less robust than usual, but they're supplemented by some Vertumnan plants you've come to appreciate. Juicy watato pods, and boba fruits, and slabs of edible fungi. Udicott takes the stage after everyone on the council has said their piece. What is a festival without festivities? She asks. Professor Hal and Security Chief Rhett have organized a 3-part competition for the kids. Good luck, children. Which one do you join? Science fair requires reasoning. Bot wrestling requires toughness. And a talent show requires creativity. I've not focused on any of these things. Competition's dumb. My reasoning is probably my strongest at 14, right? Yeah, I guess so. Tangent competes, of course, entering her study of the ship's hydro-recycling system. It was previously used to make urine drinkable, but she offers that it could now be turned to new uses. Despite how many times she says the word pee, it's still boring, but she puts a lot of effort into it. Your turn to go next. The judges are all very interested in what you're bringing to compete against Tangent. Present your project. Ooh, a hard reasoning challenge. Ooh, but I got a tangent thing. Right. Oh, wait, hang on. I have to do it with 3 cards? Oh, no. Oh, I see. There's 3 rounds. Oh, story challenges have 3 rounds instead of 1. After each round, you'll keep the cards you didn't play and unlock an extra slot to play them in. Losing isn't always a bad thing in story challenges. Okay. Right. So. 0, 1, 2. 8 points plus the 1. Need 40 across all of them. Yikes. Okay. I don't think I'm going to get to 40. That seems like a lot. Sort of averaging... I don't know, actually. I'm averaging, what, like 14 in each round of 5, but they're not rounds of 5, so... Yikes. The stats in this are feeling more and more like the stats in Monster Camp or the Yorg, where they almost want you to focus hard on a few to unlock things. Yeah, like, in a weird kind of way, like, the vibe I get from the game in terms of what they're telling you is like, oh, you should become well-rounded and do all the things, but also, like, given that, like, right off the bat, they're like, oh, yeah, you need a 20 in this stat to be able to, like, do anything. I'm like, oh, shoot, I just need to, like, focus on getting 1 stat up to actually, like, unlock anything useful. So, yeah, I get that. I got a bunch of zeros. +1 skill. Oh, okay. Okay. So literally, if I can beat it, it actually buffs my stat as well. But it's not a physical challenge, it's a mental challenge, so it actually doesn't help me at all anyway. Never kind. 2 for flush. That's bad. That's a real... I'm not even getting good cards, I'm just getting all the dang zeros. I don't see how I could do anything better with this, though. Unless it was just 2 flushes. 9. That's slightly better. Or was it better? Was it better? It wasn't better, was it? That's still a 9. Fine, let's get all the zeros out of my deck, I guess. This never, I don't have a base value of 3 other than this, so actually I find it really difficult to, like, it's my only 3, and which makes it always the highest value, which means it always gets +1, which means it's always a 4, which means I can never make a straight out of it. I can't score 23 points in 1 round. Yeah. No. 1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 13. Push through with some stress. I basically need to take the next month off if I did that, but I could. Yeah, they say it's not always a bad thing to lose a story with the story thing, so fine. I'm not as good as Tangent, it's okay. So 2 out of 3, total 13 out of best score 14 last round only. Oh, okay. Oh, really? Oh, is when it says best score, is that the best I could have scored? Tangent wins. She accepts a prize with grace, having expected nothing less. Your baking soda volcano was much less impressive than you imagined. It just kind of fizzes. You don't explain it very well. It's pretty clear your dad helped. Maybe next year. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. During the fierce heat of dust, a few days rest is exactly what you need. You feel refreshed and get -50 stress. Yes! Oh man, I could have pushed through. Could Could do 11012. Yeah, I guess there was something marginally better I could have got. Well done if you spotted it. Yeah, I did. I don't know what it would have been. Right. How's my reasoning? 14. Bravery, toughness, enemy. Nah. I'm genuinely trying to figure out where I could get that organization skill from in order to, like, do this at all. I guess it would just come from, like... Oh, toughness or organizing. Oh, okay. Toughness is 8. Actually, 1 month more shoveling would unlock that then, actually. Let's do some shoveling. Earns money as well, so that's pretty good. Warm sun feels good when you work outside. Cal is so happy in the sun, almost like he's part plant. He soaks in and never seems to get too hot. Right. Ooh, it is. Ooh, we get the eagle eye bonus as well. That's pretty good. If I can pull this off. 0, 0, 1, 1. 3. It's gold. Is gold good? Is gold good? I think gold's good. So yeah, I got my 2 of a kind, 2 of a kind. Flush, 3 flush. It's looking good. Bam. Victorious. Is gold just like the highest you could score with the cards that you had in your hand? I guess it must be. So yeah, the eagle eye I guess also. Yep, 2 from 1 challenge and eagle eyes. 5 toughness, 6 kudos. Oh, you get the 1 kudos if you like get the best score. Cool. Cool, so now I am tough. I am 13 tough. Actually wouldn't take too many of those to get that to 20. Which would let me go adventuring. So we can apply to deliver supplies. Chief Administrator Seek greets you at the depot. They look you up and down. Selene, you've never struck me as particularly responsible or organized, but children never are. What makes you think you'd be a good fit for the position of courier? You didn't realize there was going to be a job interview. I can carry a lot. Interesting that, like, you need that or that as an option to apply in the first place, but, like, you actually can pick 2 other options. Fine. I can carry a lot. Strong for your age, maybe. Look for you, you're the only applicant this week. You got the job, for now anyway. They use an elegant stylus to note this on their hollow palm. Come back in a few minutes and you can help make deliveries. Yes, there'll be kudos in it for you if you do it correctly. Okay. Unlocked. Cool. 2, organizing. 1, perception. 1, friendship with Mars. Interesting. 5 kudos and 10 stress. Neat. I feel like I should have focused maybe on the stats that I like buffed myself with at the start, which was eagle eye and reasoning, wasn't it? Yeah. Or was it empathy? I think it might have been empathy. Right. Do I do that? Let's do it. Zeke sends you all around the colony delivering supplies. During your first week, it's mostly small things you can carry by hand or push on a little cart. Stuff like tools and electronics. Some are high priority, which means you have to move fast. It's fun getting to yell, "Important delivery coming through!" and people actually get out of the way. Yeah, it reduces stress. Oh no, there's a challenge! I wasn't expecting this. Right, you're rando on road. 1, 2, 2, 3. Nice. 16. Why couldn't I get any 16s when I was doing the story mission? I think gold means we got the top score. Yeah. Don't know why that gave us friendship with Mars. That's really weird. Won the challenge. Eagle Eyes gave us... Huh. Was that a physical one? I guess it was a physical one. And kudos from the best score. Cool. Early wet. I haven't found any things since the egg. There's a log. Oh, there we go. I have found things since the egg. Yo, what's going on? It's pouring rain. Everyone's trying to stay dry under the grassroot palapas. Ooh, a palapa. Dis. Everyone except Dis. Off in the distance, over the wall near the sports ball field. He's definitely skulking. I need... Oh, no. My perception. It's a 14. I'm 1 point short. No, I want to follow him. Tell someone. You tell security chief Rhett that you saw Dis up to no good behind the garrison. He's too distracted trying to put buckets into various leaks in the roof to pay much attention. Thank you, Selene. I'll check it out later, he says, waving off. If there's danger to the colony, one of the lookouts will catch it. You're not so sure. You know Dis. He's very good at hiding when he doesn't want to be found. Tangent is watching the construction crew build scaffolding for the new engineering pavilion. They're using mushwood, which is so light that one person can easily lift a 10-meter-long pole and stack it into place. She points toward them. Human beings are so great, don't you think? Before we landed, this was just dirty jungle. Now it's civilization. I've been learning about adaptability in writing and biology classes. The books say it's what sets us apart from the animals. Like, we don't need fur because we can make warm clothes. If it's too hot, we can make air conditioners instead. My biology's not that good. Maybe the animals have neat adaptations. Tangent rolls her eyes at you. Maybe, but even if they can, I haven't seen any sign of intelligent life here. It's just those big dumb xenofauna. Some animals here are smart and friendly. Tang looks skeptical. They're still animals, Selene. Maybe they're just pretending to be nice to you so you'll feed them. They're lucky they didn't eat you. She folds her arms. Daubs both look cute, but one can eat through a bag of rice in less than 30 minutes. Even a herbivore can be dangerous here. Doesn't have to want to eat you to be able to hurt you. Together you watch as the foreman puts the blueprints for the scaffolding onto the floating screen of a holopalm, raises it to the scaffolding to check their progress. I'd like to see an alien do that, Tang says primly. Humans look defenseless and weak, but we're the strongest species in the galaxy. Who else can literally bend reality to their will? Not a stupid alien, that's for sure. She puts one finger to her chin. I'm living proof that humanity is greater than our biology, she says. All of us are, really, with our genetic enhancements. We're the next step in humanity's evolution from great ape to galactic superspecies. You got some human supremacist vibes going on there. Alright, what are we doing for the month? Did the shop open yet? I got some kudos to spend. Not yet. We got no shop. Boo. Do I need to do another delivery so that I can up my perception so that next time he goes sneaking off, I can spot him? I feel like that's a maybe. Should I be talking to people more? Maybe I should. No. Hey Selene, Mara says, looking up and down. Your shoes are gross. That's what you get for walking around in the dirt out here. Not me, I'm sticking to the ship until they pave over all that icky mud. I don't know if she's maybe scared of more than just getting dirty. Okay. Cal's mom, Tara, is sitting with Cal against the makeshift fence that surrounds the gardens. Cal looks absolutely shattered, and Tara rubs his back comfortingly. He sees you and musters up a brave smile that doesn't reach his eyes. Hey, Selene, it's good to see you. My biology's not that high. I know when he holds his stomach as you approach. Are you hungry? Eating the whole tree? Yeah, I know. I can't study together yet. Yo, eat the worm. No. Your dad's watching your mom work. You can practically see the hearts in his eyes. Your mom's an incredible lady, he says dreamily. True love is hurtling yourself into space with someone and hoping for the best for your children. You, Dad. Gross. Animals 20. I have no animals. I got a little animal skill. Not much, though. She just tells you things. I don't need to know things. Who needs to know things? Right. Percepzione. Let's do it. It's been a while. It's time to attend a meeting of the Secret Fun Times Club. Mars started the SFC years ago when you were all kids. Tangent and Tammy agreed to join at the time, but then you all got busy with other things and forgot about it, and then Tammy died. You meet in an unused conference room in command, which Mars says is perfect for a secret club. Wait, is it just me and... oh no, Tangent as well. Club President Mars brings the meeting to order. Tang, Vice President of Writing Down Secrets, records the meeting notes on her hollow palm. As Vice President of Fun Ideas, it was your job to come up with something for the club to do today. You chose making friendship bracelets and brought all the supplies you'll need. Today, Mars announces, we're going to make friendship bracelets. And I have an even better idea. We're going to sell them to people for kudos. That isn't really how kudos are supposed to be used, but Mars is hard to argue with sometimes. The three of you spend the afternoon braiding bracelets out of recycled bits of wire and bright plastic packing straps. Your hearts aren't really in it, though. All three of you know that Tammy would have been much better at this than you. Making friendship bracelets was one of her favourite things. She was always giving them to people and didn't expect anything in return. It's eventually Mars who calls the meeting early. She takes all your misshapen bracelets and looks at them dubiously. I don't know if people want to trade their kudos for these, but I'll do my best. I'll put the kudos in the club treasury. Meeting adjourned. You ask Tangent if she thinks Mars is actually going to sell them. I think so, Tang tells you. But the club doesn't even have a treasury. She'll probably just keep the kudos for herself. She doesn't seem to care. Right. What if we had a 2 and a 1 and a 0 and a 1 and a 0 and a 0 and a 1? That would apparently not be good enough. What does a log do? +2. Okay, fair enough. That might need that. How is this not a straight? Does a straight need to be ascending specifically? 0, 1. No. 1, 0, 0, 1, 2. Better. Yeah, once again, I can't match the 1 with anything because it's in the middle of a straight, so there's no way that could go. Victorious! 3 stars. Perfect. Nailed it. You're having a terrifying, familiar dream, a monster crashing through the walls, unfathomably large, every part of it wriggling and moving and searching for something. It tramples through the colony as you watch helplessly. Time shifts to the wreckage of your home. You're picking through it, looking for something. Tears streaking down your dust-covered face as you lift heavy pieces of debris, searching. You wake up shouting, "No!" But your voice is drowned out by a deafening rumble from the skies outside. Bedroom window is covered in water? It's pouring down from the clouds. You guess this must be rain, but you've never experienced it before. There's a bright flash from outside, then another crack and rumble. Thunder! Must be a thunderstorm. We've been here like 9 months and it's never rained once. It's still the early hours of the morning. You've already almost forgotten your bad dream, but you're too unsettled to go back to sleep yet. The rain beats down on the roof of your quarters, joined now and then but with great peals of thunder, like the footsteps of an angry beast. Run outside and play in the rain. 5 rebellion. Oh, fun. And relieving stress. I thought that would give me stats in bravery. Actually, I thought that might be what that was, but okay. It's surprisingly warm outside, and the water feels nice hitting your head. Everything smells fresh and damp and wonderful, and the dusty packed ground has turned to squelchy mud between your toes. You don't go too far from the door to your quarters, but it's exciting being outside in the dark, watching dramatic streaks of lightning arc down to the hills behind the colony. Mars skulls from under the protection of a transparent umbrella. Absolutely not, she pouts. Do not even ask me to do anything. If my hair gets wet, you're soy meat. Okay. Fine. Can I follow you now? Diz is sitting on the ground just outside the gate under the watchful eye of someone working in expeditions. We're just as stuck here as we were on the ship, he mumbles, but he doesn't say anything else after that. Fine. Rain, Tang says, clearly unimpressed. She holds her hand out from under her umbrella and lets raindrops collect in her palm. Cannot say I'm a fan. Being wet is a misery. Fine. Ugh, not good enough for anything. Right, let's get our brain on. Engineering. Yeah, let's get the reasoning up so that I can study with Tang, I guess. And then focus on life sciences so we can become a fancy botanist. Professor Hall rubs his hands together as he waits for the class to settle down. He's in a great mood. This must be his favourite subject to teach. If biology and chemistry are the wet sciences, then engineering must be a dry one. But believe me, this class definitely won't be dry. He winks. It's weird. We'll also be learning math, physics, computing, robotics, architecture, and astronomy. Tangent raises her hand. We'll also learn about nuclear... Will we also learn about nuclear engineering? She asks. Professor Hal nods. Yes, at a beginner level. We'll have an overview of atomic theory and take a field trip to the engine rooms to learn how our ship's nuclear reactor works to power the colony. And poke it with a stick to get my numbers up. Right. I guess we're gonna have to go for pairs of numbers. 0 and then pair of colors, another pair of numbers, and bam, that's an extra 4 points. That makes it gold. Gold's good, I like a gold. Cool. Late wet. Anything exciting going on? Anything to collect? That's a negatory. Are you followable yet? This is listening to his hair speak, completely ignoring you. You put yourself in his field of vision, he scowls. What do you want? Leave me alone. Okay. Fine. I see how it be. Have you gone outside the colony yet? Tang asks you. I hear all sorts of terrible things. Regardless, we're not allowed to stray from the gates unless we're on expedition. Tang rolls her eyes. Not that it stops my brother. Right. Engineering. This month you explore making electronic music and learn a lot about manipulating the frequency and pitch of a sound to make unusual and sometimes pleasant results. It's kind of amazing that music is just physics. You share your creations on the Hornet for people to download. It's nice to have something new to listen to. Right, we got us a... what we got? 0 and 1 and a 2. This is a straight. Yellow makes a pair. How is that not? How is that gold? Because I still got a card to put in there. I guess gold is just hit the goal? No. Because I'm sure it wasn't gold. There was one where it wasn't gold before, but I hit the... Huh? I don't know. Could I do better? Not really, no. Oh wait, no, oh, no. I could put the 0 at the other end and make a pair of zeros, but that's still just 1 point, so I don't suppose it matters much whether it's a pair of zeros or a pair of yellows. And the blue one can't really sit anywhere to make anything, so... win? Cool. Days have been getting shorter, with only the yellow sun barely skimming the horizon. One morning you wake in the darkness and have to check your holopalm to know what time it is. You see a holostream from Mars. Good morning to all my pals, if you can even call it morning. They've named it glow season because, like, everything is crazy glowing out there in the dark. Oh, that was the thing right at the start of the game with with the glows, right? That's what the long singular season is. It's just like, I guess it's like Arctic Circle kind of thing where the sun never rises for like a bunch. And all the bioluminescent plants glow. It's glow season. I am staying the heck inside for the next month. What's the point of even going out if you can't even see anything? It's going to be a long, boring month. No way, it looks cool out there. You peek out the window. The wormhole is the biggest you've ever seen it, like a massive fiery ring in the sky. The planet must be very close to it now. Now in the jungle, something new is taking place. The plants are flowering, glowing iridescent blooms. Everything's full of life. Strange new sounds, long hooting calls and gurgling roars. After Mars's message is a notice from the council, warning everyone to stay safe inside. Tammy's dad and the other surveyors have been called back and the gates closed for the month. There's a tension in the air, as if everyone is waiting for something. Ooh. Oh, that's cool looking. I dig glow season. It's cool. Is there anything glowy to be found? There's a crystal! Glittering crystal cluster. This is staring off into the wilderness outside the gates. Feels different, he mumbles. Don't know how, just different. You ask him what he means, but he just shakes his head and stuffs his hands in his pockets. Fine. Elaine! Mom stops as you walk by. What are you doing out of our quarters? It isn't safe out here. Doesn't seem very dangerous. She narrows her eyes. What you should be afraid of here is me if you don't do what I say, Elaine. We don't know what's out there this time of year, so you and the other kids are going to keep your butts in the ship. You know there's no sense in arguing when she makes that face. As you walk away and are just out of earshot, you hear her mumble. Stars, it is beautiful though. All the other kids are out. Why shouldn't I be out? Anemone runs up to you. Hi, Selene! She huffs, catching her breath. She grins. On the ship, adults are always saying, no running, Anemone, no running. I said so much room, you're gonna run forever! Right, well, I'm at 18 reasoning. Maybe we do more learning and hit 20 so I can, like, do studying with Tang. Hi kids! The ship's onboard intelligence, Congruence, glides into the room on her sealing track, and the class cheers. Congruence is so cool. She's like a person, but also a machine. She knows a lot of jokes and can tell you anything about space. She never gets bored or frustrated by your questions. You all know me, she says, but I'll bet some of you had questions about how I work. What do you want to know? Ooh. How do you know so many things? My brain is big, she explains. It's just enormous, really. Weirdly feeling something like out of either Red Dwarf or Hitchhikers, I'm not sure which. My brain is big, really big. So big you wouldn't even believe it. That's just peanuts to space. IQ of 6,000, equivalent of 6,000 PE teachers. It's just enormous, really. Much bigger than this little monitor you see here, and it's connected to the ship's holonet. So anything you can look up on your holopalms, I just know. What's your job? Well, right now part of me is showing animal videos to children in the creche, and part of me is here teaching you, but most of me is monitoring the engines which give us power and the life support systems that make it comfortable in here. Do you have to eat and poop? She laughs, which has never sounded quite the same as a real person's laugh to you. I guess you could say I eat electricity, but not in the same way you get energy from food. But no, I've never pooped. I think it sounds kind of neat, actually. Congruence explains that she has to do all kinds of calculations to help fly the ship and land it, and that she was designed to provide a user-friendly interface to the ship's systems. But Hal has modded me to be far more than that, she says proudly. Now I can even tell jokes. Why did the computer cross the road? She asks. I don't know. Why? Congruence smiles wildly. 01000100000100. Sure, that means something. I don't have the patience to translate it right now. Or do I? Maybe. Ooh. Shortcut thought. Google Lens. How you doing on your binary translations? Come on. There we go. Translate. Is binary a thing Google Translate can do? No, it's not. Dang it all. No, I don't think. I don't think I'm going to get the answers I'm looking for. Yeah, it does not actually, like, as far as text recognition goes, it's just picking out the words but not the numbers. It's not really, like, recognizing it as binary, so, I don't know. Yeah. And I definitely can't be asked to snip it and then feed it into an OCR to translate it into text, so I can feed it into a binary translator, so... yeah, I'm sure that was hilarious. We're going to study some engineering with my glowing crystal that lets me redraw the hand. Ooh. Alright, we got 3 of a kind. 0, 0, 0. Pair of yellows. And a 4 on that. Makes us a 12. Ding, 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 ding. I really want more cards. Where am I getting all my cards from? I haven't had any in ages. It's daytime when the emergency sirens start up. Well, what passes for day. It's still nearly pitch black except for an eerie green twilight glow on the horizon. Look towards the gates. They're open. Wait, they shouldn't be open. The alert blares out of every speaker in the colony. It's the same one you used for hull breaches and fires, and in space it meant you were supposed to go to the nearest emergency shaft and put on a spacesuit. On Vatumna, it means go to an assembly point and wait for instructions. closest assembly point is the children's creche, but from the opposite direction you hear shouting and loud popping noises. Gunfire! Is the colony under attack? I am not brave enough. Hiding in the creche. Too yellow, but unchangeable. Bravely helping... Oh, that would have been a good one to have. You find Dis in the creche and join him in hiding under the arts and crafts table. Lights are dim. You scared? Yes, quietly. Not silently. Dis shrugs. I thought I would be, but I'm not. He says, I'm not scared of stuff like this. You can't help but glance at the hollow projector on the wall. The one that electrocuted your classmate Tammy earlier this year. The glowing bear looms over the room, and for a moment looks more like a monster than a toy. You grew up here. It feels weird to be hiding here, like you're just little kids again. You hear more gunfire and yelling, but within half an hour they play the all-clear tone. Chief Surveyor Tonin comes in to let you know it's all safe now as the lights come back on. You glance at the hologram teddy bear again. Tonin was Tammy's dad. How can he be sure it's safe? How can he be sure anything is safe? You're relieved when your parents arrive with an ashen-faced Cal. They won't talk about what happened at Geoponics. After 2 weeks of darkness, with the blue sun barely skimming the horizon, it begins to move higher in the sky and daytime returns. The council admits they don't know how the gates were opened, or the creatures got in. Some of the attacking creatures were once thought to be docile. Others were species nobody had seen before. It was like something had driven them to assault the colony. At least nobody was killed. This time. Childhood is fleeting. The game will end when you reach age 20, so you should focus on a few skills to improve and friendships to spend time with. Use the skills and friends button at the top left of the screen to keep track of them. Good luck. Cool. So we are 11. We are 21 out of 100 with Tang, 4 with Cal, 1 with Dis. Oof. We got a bunch of stress from things going a little awry there, huh? Oh, is that over the course of the last year we gained 15 loyalty? We're up 50 stress from where we were this time last year. I don't suppose that's notable, really. It's going to fluctuate wildly over the course of things. But we're up 31 kudos, because we haven't spent any yet. Haven't been able to. I gained these things. Cool. Great. You're 11, and it is midnight. I say, yeah, that's a pretty good place to leave it. Start of the second year, and it's midnight. I feel like... On the one hand, I feel like this game probably has a good bit of replay value, but also it's long enough that I don't know if I would necessarily want to sink that much time into it. But also, I don't know, it's taken me 2.5 hours to play through like 1 year of the game, and there's, yeah, 10 years of the game. That's like over 20 hours per playthrough? That seems like a lot. But also, if I was playing it for myself, I wouldn't be reading every line out loud. I could probably chew through it significantly faster in that sense. There'd be no stopping and chatting and doing things. I got medicinal roots. Yeah, go me. You need some time off. I sure do. Both IRL and in-game. Thank you for joining me. I would like to know what people want to see me play at the minute, because kind of right now I've got the two things sitting on the table, which is fishing or this. If people aren't bothered about more of this, I will just finish the dang thing up myself so that I can review it. We'll get a review. It will be coming actually, I don't know. I was going to say it will be coming after Beacon Pines. I will make the review after Beacon Pines, but the embargo from Beacon Pines is a few weeks away yet, so depending on how much time I sink into making videos instead of streaming, it may yet come out before. Who knows? Probably not, but yeah. It's one of these eternal plate spinning juggling acts that I was like, well, do I stream or do I just like take a night off streaming so I can actually focus on making video content? And I never know what the right answer is. I probably should focus far more on the video content, honestly. I feel like it's got more promise for me right now. I don't know. I find it rewarding, and every time I'm like, well, I'm going to spend an entire evening streaming, I'm like, that's 3 hours I could have been doing something with my life. By doing something, I mean making videos. Oh well, who knows. Thank you very much for joining me. This has been I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. It's a very charming game. It's quite cool. I think I will probably end up reviewing it reasonably favourably, I suspect, by the time it's all said and done. But that'll be coming a little later. So thank you once again. I'll see you Thursday for what is seeming like it will be a regular Sea of Thieves evening with whichever crew is available. If no crew is available, I don't know. Shrug. Figure that out when I get there. I've never been one for planning things. But I'll see you then. Bye!